What is going on with the used car market? Cars are so expensive. Used cars, so expensive. They're more expensive this year than they were a year ago, which means if you bought a car a year ago and you've been driving it for an entire year, you can trade it in for more money than you paid for it last year. It's insane. I've already done a video on why car prices are so high. That's not what this video is about. Why is there a used and new car short? Ruining my videos. So, number one, why is there a shortage in new and used car prices? Today's video, I'm going to explain the whole thing, and it actually makes sense. Let's get going. Check that out right behind me. This is a sneak preview into next week's video. My Ferrari flip is going splendidly. We bought a 2019 Cadillac XTS4, sold it. That's right, starting with just $400, I bought a 2019 Cadillac. That's what I'm up to already, and that car has already sold. Behind me, you'll see a 2021 Corvette. Well, what if I could tell you I have a chance for you to win the highly coveted Corvette Stingray before mine even shows up? Well, I've partnered with Omaze to give away the experience of a lifetime. I wish I could enter myself because this is unbelievable. If you click the link down below or you go to omaze.com/flying wheels,
enter for a chance to win
the ultimate VIP experience, which is a 2022 Indy 500 race for you and a friend. Ride in the 500 Festival, attend the VIP pre-race party, tour the pits, garages, take a pre-race lap, and watch the 500 from the VIP suite. Then, to wrap it all up, score a hot lap ride in the IndyCar experience the day after the race. You also get a 2021 Corvette. So click the link down below in our description. You can enter for a chance to get yourself a 2021 Corvette Stingray. Let's get back with the video. So hey everyone, my name is Craig from Flying Wheels. This is my grandfather, Papa Al. We are at a... Thanks. Sorry, I didn't give you time to talk. We are at a dealer auction today. I usually buy 6 to 8 cars a week. Today, I bought 2. Why? Because prices are insane. Why are car prices insane? Well, there is a car shortage. So today's video, I'm going to explain why there is a car shortage, what is going on in the market, what is going on in the economy, and things to look out for. So the number one reason is pretty simple. We can blame COVID for everything, and that is partially the reason why there is a new and used car shortage. So last year, when COVID happened and all the manufacturers were shut down, all the distribution and manufacturing plants for the new car dealers shut down. Well, no big deal, right? We'll just make more cars when they open back up. Wrong. Here's the problem. When they closed the manufacturing plants down, the orders and the demand for the microchips that actually run the cars stopped. So all the manufacturers that make the microchips for the vehicles stopped manufacturing them for the new car manufacturers. But it snowballs. So yes, there was no demand for microchips, but there was still a demand for microchips because all tech companies blew up last year. When we were all sitting at home on the computer more, downloading more apps, there was a higher demand for microchips. All the companies that were tech companies exploded. So they replaced those orders that the car manufacturers canceled with tech orders. Well, tech is still booming. So those orders are still in. Now that the auto manufacturers are back in business and placing orders, there's not enough microchips because there's not enough plants to manufacture the microchips because they're still trying to replace orders from last year on the tech companies. Now, on the topic of tech and microchips, even if you go to crypto exploded in the past year, and so has mining. And the same microchips that help mining have doubled in value, and there's not enough to produce to keep up with the demand. And now that there's a shortage in new cars, that means less new car sales, that means less leases, and now people are forced to go buy more used cars. So now we're on to number 2, higher demand. So now there's a higher demand for used cars. So because there's a higher demand and the same supply, there's more people buying, there's still the same amount of used cars, prices go up, they increase. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about the condition of the economy. The economy was booming, and then the government pumped money, just kept pumping money into the system. They just keep giving people free money, and I thought it was going to end. No, they did it again. And then I thought it was going to end again. No, now they're giving money for kids. It's insane. So they just keep pumping money into the system, which boosts inflation. So it's a false economy because nobody's actually working for their money. They're just giving it to them. Now, because the government's just giving it to them, people have more money, they have more money to spend, so they go out and pay more for cars. Because there's a higher demand, there's a higher price, there's also people with more money willing to spend it. And that's why the prices have increased. There's more. Like I said, I went to the auction today and I usually buy 6 to 8 cars. Today, I bought 2. This Jeep Wrangler, and it has high miles because I was forced to buy it because I need inventory, just like every other car dealer. So because we need inventory to replace our lot, which is low, just like everyone across the nation, we have to pay more for these cars. So when I would normally pay $12 to $14, I'm paying $16,000 for the same car. So you may think right now, oh, car dealers are killing it right now. We're making so much money. Yes and no. Our margin is still the same. So if I used to pay 14 and then I'd sell it for 16, now I'm paying 16, I have to sell it for 18, which all that means is that car is now worth more money. I'm not making any more. Think about this. I'm a car dealer. I can, number one, overpay for a car and still sell it and kind of keep my business running and pay the guys, and overhead and shop expenses are covered. Or I cannot, and then my business is closed. So I'm forced to overpay, which means I'm forced to increase my prices, which means you're forced to pay more. And when people show up to my shop and they try to negotiate, not much is negotiable anymore because I can't replace the inventory. So that's what all car dealers are saying. And that's not just me. That's car dealers across the nation are saying, I'm sorry, I can't negotiate because I'm not able to replace this car. If you buy it, it's just gonna be an empty spot, or I'm gonna have to pay even more for a new car. Another example, I'm looking at houses. So I looked at a prefabbed house, a manufactured home. Last year, it was $75,000. This year, $130,000. And the saleswoman said it goes up $5,000 a month. Same house I looked at last year. Only difference is cost of inflation, cost of building materials, and demand, and lack of employment. Think of it this way. The cost of materials, OSB, nails, wood, everything has increased 200%. Carpenters and builders, their prices have increased because the cost of doing business has increased. Doesn't necessarily mean they're making more money. The carpenter and the contractor doesn't want to charge the customer more. It's the cost of doing business. When everything increases, so do the prices. Now let's talk about toys and Corvettes, boats, Corvettes, Mustangs, motorcycles. Inflation increased the price, so did demand. So these Corvettes that you bought a year ago are now worth way more money. You can go buy a new car from the manufacturer, from the car dealer, if you can get one, for less than you can buy a used one for. Car dealers are actually buying brand new cars for themselves to resell. For example, I have an order on a 2021 Corvette convertible. I paid $80,000 for it. I'm still waiting. I ordered that car back in January or December. I'm still waiting on that car to even show up. Now I'm gonna keep it, but when that car shows up, it's instantly worth $100,000. So I paid $80,000 and I can turn it at auction, easy sale, for $100,000, which is crazy. So the new cars, because there's a shortage, people aren't able to buy them. Same with the Escalades. The Escalades are going for $80 to $90. They're selling for $100 to $110 if you can get one because you can't get your hands on them. Okay, let's move on to the last reason. No one wants to work. I literally cannot find anybody to work. Doesn't matter how much I pay them. So I don't know if it's a false sense of increasing minimum wage, if the government is trying to force an increased minimum wage. I went to Harbor Freight last week. When you walk in, there's a sign that says now hiring, base pay $17. When they answer the phone for a customer, welcome to Harbor Freight, now hiring, starting at $17 an hour. Our grocery store, paying way over minimum wage. They're paying $15 an hour. Now, I don't employ anybody at minimum wage. Even when they start, they get more than minimum wage. I think it's fair. It's not an easy job all the time. And then I can expect a little bit more. If I'm paying minimum wages, I can expect minimum effort. So I'm hoping to incentivize people by paying them a little bit more. But by giving people unemployment plus unemployment bonuses, so not only are you making unemployment, but every week you get more than your unemployment check, why would you go back to work? I don't blame anybody. If the government's giving you free money, why would you go back to work? So I have a friend that's a physical therapist. He has a doctorate. One of the girls that works for him also has a doctorate. She had a baby last year. She never came back. Never came back to work. So he called her and said, hey, I really need your help. And she said, no, I'm just going to stay on unemployment and get the bonuses. And my student loans were deferred, so I really don't need to come back right now. I'm just going to spend time with my son. Good for her. I do not in any way blame her. But that's what the government's doing. So he is working by himself trying to keep up with the demand of his business. His business is going to suffer. So I don't want to get political, but things are going to get bad because you are at the maximum a balloon can blow up. It is insane. Nothing makes sense. The housing market doesn't make sense. The construction costs don't make sense. The price of used cars don't make sense. And people not wanting to come in for work don't make any sense. I put an ad out on Facebook Marketplace to just have somebody do some yard work at my house, and I said I will pay cash. So even if you're making money on unemployment, you want to come over and do some work at my house, I'll give you some cash. Literally 0 people messaged me. No one wants to work. I drove by a Wendy's and a Dunkin's last week, and the sign said closed temporarily because we cannot find help. That's what's happening. So things are going to get really, really bad. I'm not saying don't go buy a used car. I'm not saying don't go and wait for a brand new car. I am saying that houses are overinflated, car prices are overinflated, building materials are overinflated, and everybody has some money right now that they're getting for free. So beware, be careful. That's what's going on right now. I hope this was helpful. If it was, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. Also, make sure to subscribe. We do a lot of fun stuff on social media, so if you go in the description down below, you can click on our links to TikTok and Instagram and also our Facebook pages, so make sure to go check those out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.